Hello fellow followers, a disobedient wife, a giant harem of virgins, and a man hung on his own gallows. It's time for the Book of Esther. So the Book of Esther is a brilliant book about a woman called Esther who rises to power in the Persian Empire by becoming queen and manages to prevent a plot to have all the Jews wiped out. Now I'll be honest with you, it's not all girl power, in fact some of it is really sexist. You have been warned. So the story starts with King Xerxes holding a big 7-day celebration, and on day 7, after having a lot of wine, he calls for his queen, Queen Vashti, to dress up and come and show to all the men how beautiful she is. But Queen Vashti is having a party with all the women, so she tells him to get stuffed. This sends all the men into uproar. If it gets out that the queen is disobeying the king, well then all the wives in the kingdom could start disobeying their husbands. Wife, wash the dishes. No! The queen doesn't obey the king. Why should I obey you? This is a disgrace. Something must be done. All the men then convince him to divorce that queen and find a new queen, which is an idea he likes. So he has a whole group of virgins gathered up against their will into a harem, and they have a whole year's worth of beauty treatments. No, that's enough. Stop that. Stop right there. Then every night a new virgin is brought to the king, and he chats to them. Yeah, I don't think that's the best way to pick a new wife. Anyway, one of the virgins is Esther, and at the end of the process he picks her to be his new queen. Anyway, this then leads into a brilliant story. Esther's uncle Mordecai hears about a plot to kill the king. He reports it to Esther, Esther tells the king, and the plot is stopped. Meanwhile, the king's chief advisor Haman is getting cross because Mordecai won't bow down to him, and so he decides to have all the Jews wiped out, which I think can be classed as an overreaction. The king then decides to reward Mordecai for stopping the plot, and Haman is forced to lead him triumphantly through the city on the king's own horse. With the plot still going on, Haman is building a gallows in his own back garden in order to hang Mordecai. Mordecai tells Esther Esther has the king and Haman come for dinner twice before revealing to the king what's going on, and the king puts a stop to it. Mordecai then takes over Haman's estate and has Haman hung on his own gallows. Now interestingly, this book doesn't actually mention God at all, not at all, and yet the whole story testifies to God. The way events come together in order to stop the wiping out of the Jews is incredible. It's almost like throughout the story there's a character that's there constantly and yet not being mentioned. And there we have it, the Book of Esther. God bless, fellow followers. We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. We finally got to the end of the history books, fellow followers. Next we've got the wisdom books, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go and rewatch the first video. God bless.